If you've been in K-pop long enough, you know one thing for sure. The stage might shine, the lights might blind you, the outfits might scream luxury, but behind the curtain, it's not always glitter. Sometimes it's chaos. And this time, the chaos is hitting hard. Because what happens when a company that manages some of the biggest names in K-pop reportedly can't even pay its employees? Let's talk about what's happening with 100 label. On February 12th, a bomb dropped. A report by The Fact claimed that employees under 100 and its affiliated labels are facing serious financial instability. And we're not talking about small accounting delays. We're talking unpaid social insurance, delayed salaries, overdue rent, managers paying for gas out of pocket, corporate cards not working, even vehicle lease fees reportedly unpaid. And as fans, that hits different. 100 isn't some tiny startup label. It's home to major artists. We're talking about Taemin, Baekhyun, Chen, Xiumin, The Boys, Viviz. These aren't rookies trying to survive on ramen in a basement studio. These are established A-list artists with global fan bases. But according to the report, the company's CEO, Cha Ga-won, allegedly failed to pay the employer's share of the 4 major social insurances in Korea for months: national pension, health insurance, employment insurance, industrial accident insurance. These aren't optional perks. These are the basic safety net for workers. It's literally the foundation of employee protection. And here's the part that makes people angry. The employee's share of the insurance was still being deducted from their salaries every month, but the company allegedly did not pay its portion. That means workers were contributing while the employer wasn't matching it. Nearly 100 employees across the 3 labels, 100, Big Planet Made, and IN 100, were reportedly affected. Some payments overdue by 1 month, others up to 4 months. Imagine going to work every day, managing artists' schedules, handling promotions, crisis control, logistics, and then receiving notice that your insurance payments are delinquent. That's not just late paperwork, that's livelihood risk. And it doesn't stop there. The report also claimed that settlements to artists were unpaid. Numbers circulating? Nearly 1 billion won each owed to Baekhyun, Taemin, and The Boys. Vendors allegedly unpaid, capital impairment across the companies, salaries arriving late since November, managers unable to use corporate credit cards, paying for company vehicle fuel with their own money. Even the office rent reportedly hasn't been paid for 3 months. As a fan, this is the kind of story that makes your stomach drop. Because when a company structure starts shaking like this, the first people who suffer are usually the staff, then the artists, then the fans feel it. Schedules get disrupted, promotions slow down, comebacks get delayed, tension rises. But here's where things get complicated. Back in early January, 100 addressed similar claims about unpaid settlements to artists. At the time, they responded to reports saying they owed billions of won to Taemin, The Boys, and EXO-CBX members Chen, Baekhyun, and Xiumin. The company stated that the report did not reflect the ground reality. They said the unsettled payments were part of normal discussions and adjustments based on each artist's contract and activity status. They emphasized that there were no conflicts between the artists and the company and that everyone was working hard. They even criticized The Fact for publishing without proper fact-checking or ensuring the right to rebuttal. And now, just weeks later, another explosive report surfaces, this time focusing on employees. The company has responded again, acknowledging that there was a delay in paying employee insurance premiums, but stating that payments would be made within a day. They also promised to resolve the issue regarding corporate cards. So now we're in that uncomfortable gray zone. On one side, detailed reports describing financial strain, unpaid obligations, operational struggles. On the other, official statements saying things are being discussed normally, payments are being handled, no major conflict exists. As fans, we don't have access to internal accounting books. We don't sit in boardrooms. We don't see the contracts. But what we do see is the pattern. When multiple financial red flags appear at once, insurance delays, settlement disputes, unpaid vendors, late salaries, that's not just a small misunderstanding, that signals deeper structural pressure. And the timing matters. The K-pop industry right now is more competitive than ever. Touring costs are high, production costs are high, global promotions require serious investment. If cash flow tightens even slightly, the ripple effect spreads fast. And when the artists involved are veterans like Taemin or globally recognized members like Baekhyun and Chen, the expectations are even higher. These artists have established careers, loyal fan bases, massive sales power. So naturally, fans are asking questions. Is this a temporary liquidity issue? Is this mismanagement? Is this internal restructuring? Or is something bigger unraveling? The fact that managers reportedly had to pay for fuel themselves, that's not normal. That's survival mode behavior inside a company. The possibility of office rent being unpaid for 3 months, that's not a tiny accounting oversight. And yet, we also have to be careful. K-pop has seen plenty of media storms before, reports that escalate, situations that look catastrophic from the outside but turn out to be internal negotiation disputes. But here's the real conversation we need to have as a fandom. We always focus on the idols, the visuals, the performances, the charts. But behind every stage, there are staff members who make it possible. Stylists, managers, coordinators, finance teams, drivers, production staff. Nearly 100 employees reportedly affected. These aren't faceless numbers. These are real people whose stability depends on that company functioning properly. And if even part of this report is accurate, it raises serious concerns about worker protection in entertainment agencies. At the same time, we can't ignore the broader narrative tension. This isn't the first controversy surrounding the label. There were also reports about co-founders being involved in an alleged extramarital scandal. When leadership drama overlaps with financial instability, public confidence drops fast. In business terms, reputation capital is fragile. Once trust starts shaking, everything becomes magnified. So where does this leave the artists? If settlements are truly under negotiation, that suggests contractual complexity. But if cash flow issues are real, that's another level entirely. For artists like Taemin, who already experienced intense agency transitions in the past, for EXO-CBX members who have had previous disputes with SM, for the boys navigating career momentum, stability matters. Fans want reassurance, not corporate wording, not vague, normal discussions, real stability. The company says payments will be made, that the issue will be resolved, that artists and employees have no conflicts. Now it becomes a matter of follow-through. Because in the K-pop industry, perception can move markets, fan support can shift, investor confidence can shake, and once headlines like capital impairment and unpaid settlements start circulating, it's hard to control the narrative. As fans, we support the artists, but we also care about fairness, about transparency, about the people working behind the scenes. This situation is still developing. There are statements, there are reports, there are promises. But the real test will be what happens next. Will salaries return to normal timing? Will insurance contributions be fully paid? Will settlements be clarified publicly? Will operations stabilize? Or will more reports surface? For now, we watch. We support the artists, we hope the staff are protected, and we stay informed. Because K-pop isn't just choreography and comebacks, it's contracts, finance, power dynamics, and sometimes uncomfortable truths. And if this situation proves anything, it's that even multi-label giants can face turbulence. The lights on stage may still shine, but behind them, the foundation has to hold. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is temporary chaos or something deeper? Stay with Dieback Daily. We'll keep watching this story closely.